Hi guys. So just got off work and an interesting one. So I was working home with two colleagues and I was harping on about Gemini 3 and anti-gravity. Then I recalled that I've done a video on Gemini 3 but I've not done on anti-gravity. So I decided to do something on anti-gravity. So anti-gravity is Google's AI integrated IDE basically. So it's actually a VS Code fork. So Google basically forked VS Code and then infused AI into it, and then it has different modes for people that are tech savvy, those that are developers, those that are not developers, whichever should I say class you fall under, there's something for you. So to get into anti-gravity, you just basically need to the download the exe for Windows. Yeah, I'm working on a Windows machine. I've not worked with it on iOS, but I would want to believe that it's pretty similar. So you just go to Google, uh, you just search for Google anti-gravity, and then you see it to bring you to this page. You click on download for Windows and it gives you an exe file which I've downloaded, and it's somewhere in my programs. Yes, this is it right here. So you double click on that. Oh, I have it running actually. I've already installed it. So I'm just going to close this and then run it again just to give you an idea. So you accept the agreement, the terms and conditions which we never read. You click next and then you check all these three. Well, this is not necessary to add open with anti-gravity. That this basically means if you right click on any file, then that context menu that pops up when you right click on the file, you also have open with anti-gravity there. Then registering anti-gravity as an editor for supported file types, that depends on you. If you want to be opening your files with that here, you can do that. Then adding to path is actually required so that Google anti-gravity, like when the agent is running different shell commands, it can be able to it can be able to execute those commands. So once you click next, it now asks you to install, and then it's a wizard. It's very basic. Anyone can do this. Just like I was telling my colleagues, it's the barrier to entry for the barrier for entry into development has been drastically lowered. Anybody can actually get into this. So what I'm going to use anti-gravity for today is I had earlier on built an AI resume and a resume review program, or should I say product, using Streamlit, and I had hosted it on Streamlit Cloud. So I'm just going to launch it now so that I will see what it looks like. What I want to do is I want to use anti-gravity to improve it. I don't know what improve means at this point, but I'm just going to show you the capabilities of that particular app. It was done with the mindset that most HR departments have volumes of resumes to compare against their job description. So they could just zip up all of those resumes, dump it into the app, and then also paste in the job descriptions. And then my app basically analyzes all of those resumes against that job descriptions, against the description, and then spits back out an Excel sheet that contains the percentage suitability and then the rationale for that suitability all in a spreadsheet, and then the HR people can like basically maybe pick the top or pick anyone that falls above 80% and then take a closer look at those particular resumes instead of having to go through all resumes. So this is what it looks like. I'm in Nigeria. We apply for jobs a lot, so I'm going to use this site we call NGO job site. It's funny, but then yeah, we actually most people out here use this. So I'm just going to grab, where does the job description begin? Okay, here. So I'm just going to grab all of this description all the way to here. I'll copy this. Is this a job? Oh, it's a scholarship. No. So let me get a job. Okay, yeah, let me. This is a job. So key responsibilities. There it is. Okay, I'll start from job summary. I'll copy all the way to what? All right. So grab this, take it back to my app. I'll paste in that job description. I'll go grab my resume. Where is resume? Yes. I should pick one. Yeah, I'll pick this. So once I've uploaded that, I'll click on submit, and then it does an analysis. And of course, my percentage suitability is 10% because I have no knowledge about finance and grant management and all of that stuff. Well, so this is it, and this is the GitHub repo. So just like Vercel and other cloud hosting platforms, you basically have a repo on GitHub, and then you pull that repo in. It's a CI/CD pipeline basically, which means continuous integration, continuous deployment. So as you're working on your code on your local system and pushing it to the GitHub repository, immediately you commit and you push it. It triggers a redeployment of the newest version of your code on any of those platforms. It's a very handy tool. So I'm going to clone this repository. So let me go to where I have a folder called DevOps. So I'm just going to open terminal here and run git clone. Then I'll paste in the URL which I copied from here. So I just clicked on the drop down code and then copied this URL, and then using the git command, that's the git clone command, it will clone the repository to the local machine. So let me see, where are we done? Yes, we are done. So now I'm going to open Antigravity. So like I said earlier, it's a VS Code fork. So if you come over to VS Code, I'm just going to show you what you see the similarity. So this VS Code, just look around, see what it looks like. By the way, this is like an N8N workflow that I'm working on. I want to package it for its customer support, but that's not the point here. So this is what VS Code looks like, and then when we go over to Antigravity, you see that it looks similar with the files on the right here. Some people like to have it on the left, but I like to have it on the right. So I'm going to click on File and then click on Open Folder, and then I'll go and locate that folder that I just cloned that repo into. Go to Documents, DevOps, and yes, this is the folder. I'll select it. Let me open it and see what's inside. Okay, so I'll select the folder. I'll select the folder and then click Select Folder, and then Antigravity is going to, yes, I trust the authors. It's going to basically do what Claude. So I use Claude Code too. But Claude Code, when you launch it on a new, when you initialize it, or when you open a new repo with it, if you want to index that repo, you basically run the Claude init command, which like initializes the Claude, like reads through the files and indexes and just tries to understand what the code base looks like. So let's see, what um am I going to tell Antigravity to do now? So okay, you can see that there are multiple models here. So Antigravity allows you to use multiple models. You can use Claude, you can use Gemini 3 Pro on the high side, meaning the tokens are going to be more expensive because it's going to be thinking more. So you can use the low side. Of course, you will not run out of limits as quickly as you would if you are using the high version. Then Claude Sonnet and Claude Sonnet 4.5, and then the Claude Sonnet 4.5 thinking mode. In Claude Code, if you want to switch between thinking and non-thinking, you use the tab key. You click on tab and it switches between thinking and non-thinking. Then GPT OSS, that's OpenAI's open source model that they recently released. They released a cache of models to the open source community to help, to basically give something back to the community basically. So I'm selecting Gemini 3 Pro on the low side. Right now, there's no option for you to subscribe for anti-gravity. There's no payment option. So Google is basically giving this to us for free for now. Of course, you can. There are limits. If you use it too much or you get to a particular threshold, they lock you out for a period of time till probably the next day or after some hours. Your limits are reset and then you can continue. So for this repo, I want to improve. Let's see. Should I improve the UI? Yeah, I think I should improve the UI. So I'm going to tell Antigravity to, I would like you to improve the UI of this app, of this app. Make it more user friendly, futuristic, with modern accents, whatever that means. I'm just rambling and speaking plenty English here. We Nigerians will love our English, and yeah. So futuristic with modern accents, and what else? Um, just get creative. So I'm going to hit enter and let's see what anti-gravity comes up with. So of course it will first of all create a to-do list. So and then tell us what it wants to do. So you can see it's exploring. This is the task list. So it's exploring the code base to understand the current UI implementation. It will then create an implementation plan for UI improvements. It will implement new design system, CSS theme, refactor components to use new design, and then verify changes. So let's see. Okay, it's not asking me for anything. Sometimes it can ask you for permission to proceed, but right now it's pretty confident with its chosen path, so it's going off on its own. Meanwhile, if I'm going to test this, I'm going to have to activate an environment instead of having to push and go to Streamlit Cloud. I think I will just activate an environment I had created before. So conda activate. I use conda to manage my environments. So conda activate gen AI. Then with that, I'm going to install. There's a requirements file here, right? Yeah, these are the requirement files. Um, I'm going to do pip install what R, which is read the requirements, and then requirements tab requirements.txt. I'll hit enter and allow it to install while install the requirements into that environment while anti-gravity is doing its stuff over here. Where is it? This is the task list. Oh, it's verifying changes right now. uh, okay, so let's see what it did. um Change the theme, did some layout changes. Okay, so I'm going to run streamlit run review.py. Okay, let's see what it looks like. comparatively. Hmm. Wow. So that's how easy it is. So you can see between this and this, of course, you would agree that this is better. Like you have like some level of React here. When I come onto it, like glows, and then you have glowing stuff everywhere. It's much better than this. So yeah, that's anti-gravity for you. And so I think my job here is done. Have a good evening. I just wanted to put out something this evening, and anti-gravity came to mind.